Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of DBCraft. Kind of a clever name I came up with for doing some videos for Minecraft. And I want to follow a similar format to what I'm doing for Creativerse, so we're going to start with a tutorial format initially to get everybody set up and running. And then we're going to just do some let's play kind of, let's try this, let's do this, let's build that. It'll alternate between becoming a tutorial or just being a let's play. It'll change back and forth just kind of naturally because I'm just naturally like to teach and explain things. But the main focus will be just on exploring the world we're going to create and seeing how things are going. Now, this first episode, we're going to cover the whole process that you have to go through to get shaders, to get custom texture packs. We're going to go through all of the information that you need so that you can not only have Minecraft up and running and installed going on your computer, you can have shaders, you can have custom textures, you can use WorldEdit, you have a mod for WorldEdit. I don't know how much of this will actually work, and I'm also going to experiment by doing something with, I want to see if I can get Forge to work at the same time that I'm running Fabric, because I've been using Fabric, but there are no camera mods for Fabric, and I would like to have a camera mod, or at least there's no camera mod that I'm aware of for the current versions of Fabric and Minecraft. There are some older ones, but maybe those will work, I don't know. But I know that there's newer ones that are updated for the current version of Minecraft that will work with the current version of Forge, and Forge is what I used to use. So I'd like to get both set up and running and just kind of run you through everything. This video will assume that, of course, you have purchased Minecraft and you've installed it. You've done that much yourself. That much will be expected of you. If you need help with any of that process, leave a comment below and let me know, and I can do an update or an addendum to this video for that. I'm just going to assume that everybody has Minecraft installed and you just kind of want to know how you're going to get those cool looking textures and stuff. Now, a brief mention, I want to do a video on this later, I don't want to get sidetracked, but a brief mention for Minecraft RTX, which is the Bedrock edition of Minecraft for Windows 10. If you have that, you can get if you have the Windows 10 Bedrock edition of Minecraft, you can get the RTX mod, which will give you all the stuff that a shader would give you in Minecraft. The caveat to that is that you have to have an NVIDIA, now I may not say this right, but I think it's an NVIDIA GTX 2600 video card that starts at about $500 for that, or a 2800, or of course higher than that, so 2600 and higher. 2800 is what Grian recommends from YouTube. That's what he's running, and that's about $1,000 for that. So they're pretty expensive video cards, and because they're special ray tracing cards, and they're always going to come up with ways to get more money out of our pockets. We can't just build a gaming computer and use it 10 years later without issues, which is what I'm trying to do, believe it or not. I'm actually recording the Creativerse videos and everything else on a gaming computer I built back in 2012, 2013. And I'm going to be hitting a wall of what I can do here soon enough, but hopefully this will work for me and nothing will fall apart or die or need to be replaced or upgraded till I get things established within the next 6 months. And then after that, I don't know what's going to happen. And there'll be a video talking about that as well. There is an alternative to both Minecraft RTX and upgrading Minecraft with shaders, and that is a different kind of a Minecraft game. I just found it today, and I will do a video talking about that and talking a little more about RTX. Maybe not much more, just mostly talking about that and see how that goes a little bit later. Right now, let's get started on this. There are a number of things that you're going to need to download, and you probably should do some kind of an organization within your computer. So you should have like a mods folder and then have a Forge folder, and everything for Forge should go in there and everything for Fabric should go in Fabric. I'll leave it to you to figure out how you want to do that, but organization is key here so you don't get too confused. So the first thing you will need, depending on what you're doing, and we're going to try to do both, but you don't have to do both, you can just do one or the other, you will need Fabric and Forge. So you can get Fabric over here, and the links will be, of course, below. This is fabricmc.net. I can't read it. I'm a little far back from, I'm using a TV as my monitor, so I can't read it very good. I think it says fabricmc.net. This is where you will get Fabric, and what you want to download is this Fabric API. You need this. You need two parts here. You need this. So you come in here and you can look and find the latest one, and I don't remember the easiest way to get it. I used to know. There's an easy way to find the latest one. Files will work for right now, but there's another way to do it. This should be the one that you want right here. Just click on the download and then you will have that. And that's being stored over at CurseForge. Then you will also need, and it's kind of hidden away here, but you're also going to need a special Fabric loader file, which you get right here. And this, you'll want the jar or the Windows installer. It doesn't really matter. I usually download both of these, but I think we'll be using the jar. That just depends on your personal preference. If you try and download a jar file, you might get a warning down here about whether or not you want to keep the file. Your security might balk at it, so be aware of that. Make sure you're getting both of these files. And I just have this link over here to kind of emphasize this because I didn't know if I could get to it real quickly and easily, so there it is. There's installation instructions if you need them too. Now on the other side of it, we're going to want to have Forge, and if I was smart, I put Forge in here somewhere. Here's Forge. Forge is at files.minecraftforge.net. They got 1.16.4. This will have to all be done again when Minecraft updates to 1.17. So this process will be roughly the same. You'll have to go through the same steps roughly, but the files may not be there available yet for you to download. These guys are going to be a little behind of the Minecraft releases, so you might not update your Minecraft unless you want to play it without your shaders and texture packs. You might not update until the texture packs and the shaders have caught up. And that could take them anywhere from a month to 6 months, depending on how many people are working on it and how motivated they are and a bunch of other factors. And they could actually have it out on release too, because I mean everybody is at home really right now, just doing whatever they can do. Be sure that if you're able to donate to any of these projects, be sure that you donate to them, because a lot of people are out of work right now, and these guys are taking a lot of time to make these things for us. And that's a good way to encourage continued development by supporting them and helping them out, because this is really tough, especially during the holiday season. I would myself if I had extra money for it. I don't know who will let you donate or you know, if they would even approve of that, but keep your eye out for any kind of way to donate to these folk. Anyway, here you're going to want the download latest or download recommended. I usually go with both. You can do a launcher file. You can do a universal, which I think will be a jar file, or the installer will be a jar file. One of the two. I think the installer will be a jar file. Let me see if I'm right. Now watch out here, because you got this ad. If you're blocking it, you're going to have to enable it, because you have to wait and click the skip button when you're working through here. So this is the jar file. You're going to want that, and I think I have that. 1.16.35.13, and 35.10 is the recommended. That's probably the one I'll use. So the installer will be the jar. The universal will be maybe a zip file or something else. And I'm not sure the launcher will be. We'll work with the jar file here. But download Forge so that you have that. Now, there are two versions of Optifine, and they're a little bit difficult to try to figure out where everything is. You're going to want Optifabric for Fabric. to run Optifine on Fabric. Optifine allows you to do your shaders. So your latest one is here under Files and Download. Make sure you download this. And then Optifine, which will work with and has its own site, optifine.net/home. This will work with Forge. You want to go to Downloads, and you're going to want to download whatever it says here, and it says that it's HDUG5. So I need to load up my downloads. I was a little bit off. I thought I had everything set aside here, but I did not have my downloads directory ready to go. 116.3 HDUG3. This is different, so I'm going to download this. This must have been updated recently. We're trying to get the files for 116.4. This looks like this is on a similar hosting service to Forge. And again, if you can donate and support these folk, be sure to do that if you're willing to do that and if you have the disposable income for it. I know we're all kind of struggling right now. I'm going to go ahead and come back here to Forge, and I'm going to make sure that I have both of these, because I'm not sure if everything else has been updated, then these have been updated, and I want to make sure that we install the latest version. So here's Forge for that, and then I want the recommended. I don't know what I have or don't have. I have to update my files. You can make a folder and call it _archive or something if you're running on a Windows machine, and put all the older archived files in there if it gets too confusing. I like to have a little bit of versions that are older just to make sure I have everything, but I probably need to get in here and start pruning. Now this one I don't need. I already had it, so that can go away. So we'll be working with these 16.4 files. I don't remember what this is. I have it there for a reason, and I have no idea what it is. Now, there's also a WorldEdit Forge that you're going to need if you're going to use WorldEdit. So we've got WorldEdit CUI. I believe there's 2 versions of this. I'm not 100% sure how this thing works. Okay, click on the This Mod link. They've got a 116.2 plus 1 for WorldEdit CUI jar. You're going to want the jar file here. And I don't know. Okay, that's 1. So this is a little bit behind. This may not work. You may not install this. I don't know. It depends if you're going to use WorldEdit. It depends if you want to see your selection. WorldEdit CUI allows you to see what you've selected. We need some shaders to work with our stuff, and I would recommend the SUS Renewed or the SUS PDT-CHI or whatever these are that he has here. I think he just has the SUS Renewed here. Is probably the best one. I probably already have this downloaded. And you can do the legacy if you'd prefer to have that, or if you're using an older version of Minecraft, however that works. We've got Silders. Go to download. This is Silders shaders.github.io. I didn't announce the address for the SUS, but it was up there, and it will be linked below. And you're going to want to grab all of these, and the easiest way I found to do is just open each of these in a new window. Then you've got to wait for a countdown, and then you can download it. I believe I already have all this done. So get all of these. I'll demonstrate one of them. It's just simply open it up, go to it. It's going to count down. So that's why it works to open up each of these, because by the time you get done opening them, you can come over here and then click on the skip and then download it. So this is another this is WorldEdit itself. Okay, so this is the WorldEdit page itself. And we have for Bucket, which I don't know anything about, we've got Forge and we've got Fabric. So go for the stable builds for Forge and grab WorldEdit. And you can donate here. Good. So there's a donate link right here you can use if you have the funds and are willing to do that. And CurseForge.com in general is a good place to find a lot of really cool mods, so keep that in mind. Yeah, stable builds for Fabric, and go to Files, and then download whatever's up here at the top. Download the resource pack for clarity, very simple, and I would have this under Textures. That's one I would recommend. And then the other one I would recommend is the John Smith, another person you can donate to if you want to help. We've got Legacy Bedrock 116. We've got Legacy 116.4 V8. I think we want these 116.4 V8s. If you're using Bedrock, you're going to want the Bedrock. I'm not 100% sure on this. It looks like I have that. And I have the other one. Wherever you have Windows installed, and I'm assuming we're using Windows, you're going to have to adapt the instructions if you're using something else. And I'm using Windows 7 here. So it's a little bit different in Windows 10. I think we can actually show how it is. I've got Windows 10 right here. No, it's the same. You just go to Users. So Windows 10, you just open up the main directory for Windows. You don't go into the Windows subdirectory of it. You go to Users, and then you go to your name. Windows 7, you would go to Users and your name. It's the same thing. You go to your name, app data, roaming, and .minecraft. And then I would just take and create a shortcut on your desktop, which is what I've done. And you won't have everything exactly the same as this. It may look a little different. Make sure you've updated Minecraft. So go ahead and load it up. And go over here. If you have anything in here already, go to the latest release, press play, and that will tell you if you're updated. Looks like it's trying to download something. I don't know what it's downloading. If it's going into 117, then I waited too long to do this video because I don't know what all will work after that. Looks like we're still 116.4. My encoder doesn't like this, so I'm going to quit the game. But make sure it's all updated, and now we can start to do our installing of things. The first thing we should install will be Fabric. So go to Fabric. It's Fabric API. Fabric API you will drag and drop into your .minecraft mods folder. Okay, that's where Fabric API will go. So I gotta get my latest Fabric API, which is right here. I'm gonna copy it over. And now this Fabric API I believe is older, so I'm gonna remove it. I don't know what kind of problems that might cause me later, but we'll find out. Now you're going to want to copy over your Optifabric mod. And let's see, I think we updated that, didn't we? Or did we update it for the other one only? Looks like Optifabric is still at 116.3. No, it's Optifine we updated. Okay. So copy over your Optifabric. I already have, so I'm not going to do it again. Make sure that's in there. Copy over your Optifine. I'm going to remove this. And I'm going to copy over the, why do I have Optifine in there? I'll change that because that's not right. And this isn't right either. We want the WorldEdit for Fabric. Copy that over. Looks like that's already done. Okay. Oh, that's what's confusing me. One of these WorldEdit CUIs is the correct one for this, and I don't know. This is 116.2.1. I think this is the one. This is the Fabric one. This one here must be an older one. I'm going to delete it. So copy over your WorldEdit CUI if you're going to use that, and WorldEdit if you're going to use WorldEdit. And so initially your mod folder will look something like this. And now copy over your Fabric installer. And now these are the files that you will have. You will have these files, and you will double click on the Fabric installer. You will have Minecraft version there, loader version, which we have. I believe that's accurate. I don't think there's anything here you have to change, so just press install. So go over to the installations tab. If you have any older versions, go to this and go to delete. And now you have the latest version there. I'm going to remove this as well. It's also not relevant anymore. So the next thing you've got to go to is you've got to change a few settings in here. So if you click on this, you come into this screen. There's going to be a place in here, or there used to be. Click on more options. And this here, this XM, and it has either 1G or whatever, up that to half of your RAM. So I'm going to put this at 3. And then save. And make sure you do the same here with your main release. I have this at 4. I'm going to knock it down to 3. Be careful that you don't overwrite any of the other stuff. That is the gigabytes you're setting aside for Minecraft. We'll exit out of here. Now we want to get the stuff installed here for Forge, and this is where we're experimenting because I've never done this before. So we've got the Forge installer 1.16.4.35.1.3. We're going to copy that over. We're going to copy over the G5 1.16.4 Optifine. We're going to copy over the WorldEdit Forge 720. I'm going to delete that extra. We're going to do this CUI WorldEdit. Copy all those files over. Run the Forge installer. Double click on it. So we're just going to install client, and we're not going to worry about any of the other settings right now. And I have no idea what this will do or how it will work. I've never done Forge since Minecraft 1.13, I think, or so, or 14. I don't remember what one it was. Successfully installed Forge, so we're good there. And now we've got Forge in the list. And we want to click on here and go to Edit and go to More Options. And again, half your RAM. You know, the more RAM you can put in here, the better. If you're going to do screen recording, you might want to keep it at half. Okay, so now we can experiment with these different versions that we have. We're going to go now over here to the resource packs. That's where textures go. Every texture folder will have to have an assets subfolder and stuff like that. They have to look like this. Make sure it doesn't say like clarity, like in this clarity folder and then stuff. It's got to be exactly like this. Check each and every one of them and make sure that it's set up correctly. And now you can go over to your textures that you have downloaded. I'm just going to go to any new ones that I've put in. So I've got some new John Smith, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go to 7-zip, extract to, and then that little /. And then the other John Smiths that I have, the 7s, I'm actually now going to delete. And that takes care of your textures. Now, shaders will go under shader packs. If this folder does not exist, you might need to run either the Forge or Fabric with the Optifine installed for that to be there. All these folders should be created with the install, but I'm not 100% sure how that works. Leave a comment below if I forgot or missed anything. Under shader packs, you just take the folder and bring it over. That's all you have to do. So under shaders, we have a SUSE Renewed 101. We already have that there. And then we have the 1281 on the cylinder, so we have nothing new to add here. I should check the BSL shaders and see if they've been updated, but now we're ready to go into the game for the first time. I should describe a one more folder thing before we do that. Somewhere in here, and it's going to take me a second to find it, there will be a WorldEdit. Yes, it's under your, it should be under your config WorldEdit. You'll have a schematics folder. You can do subfolders in here, but you have to remember the path, and I'll go through schematics and how to do WorldEdit and all of that later. But in here you can put your schematic files that you will create and save. So any buildings you make in Morrowind, any landscapes you want to save, any kind of creations, you can create a schematic, put it in here, and you can load that into WorldEdit and put it in another world or do whatever you want with that. And this is where that will be located. So keep that folder in mind. Get a shortcut of the .minecraft folder on your desktop or somewhere where you can easily access it. Screenshots, of course, are going to be in here. And let's make sure I've covered everything because I think we're wrapping up here. I've showed you the file structure. So now let's have a little bit of interesting experiment. I'm going to go with Forge first. So we've got a problem. Warning while loading mods. So we're going to just ignore this warning because that's because you have Fabric and WorldEdit in here at the same time. I already have a texture pack picked. Go to Options, go to Resource Packs. Anything that is compatible with your current build and all your stuff is going to be in here. And so right now I can't use Pixographic because it's in red. I could try to force it through. I could make it work by forcing it through, same with Unity and some of these other ones, but I wouldn't do that. And I'm just going to stick with Clarity right now. It's the one that I happen to like. These other folders will be part of it already. Whichever one you want here, go ahead and click this arrow and that'll bring it over here. I don't know what happens if you add more than one of these in a row, how that works, how it goes together. I can't say. I should provide a link to the world. I have a world that I use to test texture to see how they blend, and I'll explain that in just a second. We want to create a world, though, to start with, or maybe we should end it on that. I got to figure out the best process here. Yeah, I should show you because the textures are going to be important for that. Okay, now, for shaders, you got to go to Video Settings, and you've got to go to Shaders. And then you can select whatever shader you want. And I'm going to be sticking with Seuss Renewed. And there are a whole bunch of options. You're going to have to research your video card and find out what your video card can handle. I have no idea how to help you with that. There are a whole bunch here, and then there's even more over here. And other shaders have even more options. You can also turn them off or go to Internal. So the world that I use is Building 101. And I don't know if I can find it. I think it came from a YouTube video. I'll see if I can find it. I will do this first because I need to show you how this works. I use this. I'm going to create a backup and load. I use this Building 101 to see how stone blends together. It saves me some time. I can wander along. I can see how the leaves look in a texture pack. I can see how the shaders are looking. And I can see how the stone matches up right here. And you can see with the Clarity pack that the stone actually matches up. The different kinds match up very well. So I can create a very nice textured wall. So that's how come I use this Building 101 world that was created by another Minecrafter. The leaves look okay. I will do the gemstone. I can show you real time how all that works. And then the other thing is the sun. I like a round sun, and I like this particular skybox. So that's why I stuck with this pack. It looks like Forge has some feedback and some stuff that it's giving me, and I don't know how quite to turn that off. So I take this over here, and I go to the John Smith Legacy DreamBliss stone, whatever. Now this will take a little bit to load. So now our whole GUI has changed. Our sky will probably have changed as well. I actually like this. This is alright. I like the clouds here. If I go to the leaves, they're not quite as good. And if I go over here and look at the blending, it's also not quite as good because the colors don't quite match together. But Gemstone is another one of the good texture packs that I would consider using. So I'm going to go back to what I had because that's what I like for right now. And that's how you go through and test these and figure out which one appeals to your particular tastes. And it's also a good way to test your shader settings, and your shaders will have a little bit of an effect on your sky and the lighting and stuff of that. I mean, well, it has a big effect, but what I mean is, as far as the textures are concerned and all of that stuff, there will be some effect on actual, not beyond the lighting and stuff. I don't know how to explain it. And the sky can sometimes change too. So if I was to go to the high Silder shaders, I think the sky will change. I think we end up with this, unless I'm mistaken, but if I remember correctly, some shaders have different sky boxes, and I think that's maybe what part of their purview, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. I could be remembering wrong. Yeah, see, we've got different clouds, and I believe that the sun in this will be square, but I can't be 100% sure on that. I don't quite like how these clouds look. It just doesn't quite appeal to me. Oh no, we got a round sun, so that's cool. And then there's BSL, and that's over here under shaders and BSL, and I don't remember, I think I tried them briefly. Can't remember being incredibly impressed with them. I think Yeah, it has a pretty good sky, but those textures at the top, the clouds at the top, kind of throw me off, and I don't like that. I can see some serious issues there. Another thing to be aware of with these textures, if you're looking out of glass, out at water, the shaders I mean, I don't remember which ones now because I'm a little bit confused, but one of the shader packs, I think it's the Seuss that I like, they haven't updated and fixed this. If I can demonstrate it, I will. I had to load my world, but I didn't want to delay you too much from the fun part of starting a new world. But it doesn't show the water through the glass. You cannot see the water through the glass. Let's see if I can find that world. I think it might be old PC world. Let me see. And that's the process if you have an old world and you don't want to, and you want to load up and you don't want to lose anything, just create the backup and load. I've tried some different settings within the game to kind of speed things up. I'll show you what they are, just in case you're curious. I will demonstrate the water issue here in this house that I made. This you can download at Planet Minecraft under my name. This is a mod that I did, a house mod that I did. Yeah, see? If I look out at the water, I can't see it. I can only see the underneath of the water. If I go in here to options and I go to video settings and shaders, so that's the one problem. I'm going to go to extreme. Let's just really push my system to the max. If I use a different one, I think I can look and see the water, but that's the one disadvantage of the one that I like. I like the cylinders except for that one problem. It's the one thing I hope that they fix. This one's a little better. You can kind of see the water. I think the BSL actually did this the best of all. I can't remember for 100% certain. It's been a little bit since I tested it. I tried different ones. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah. BSL rules when it comes to the water rendering through the glass. You can see how that's how it's supposed to look through the glass. BSL got it figured out on that, but they don't have it figured out with the skybox. And if I can find a way to change that skybox and customize it, I might just stick with the BSL. Got my little aquarium here. And yes, this is one you can download over at Planet Minecraft. Go over here and chill in my hot tub or my little swimming pool. But that's that process there of testing out different shaders, using the custom shaders and texture packs. And this will all have to be updated again once we move into Minecraft 1.17, I'm pretty sure. These will be updated over time, all the stuff that we were looking at here. So let's create a new game. We want to create a new world. I'm going to call this new world the same as what I'm going to give it a seed for. So I'm going to call it 11-25-2020. So I'm going to go with creative mode and difficulty easy or peaceful. And then under more world options, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to type in 11-25-2020. I'm going to type in 11-25-2020 or 11-25-20, but we're going to go with 25-2020 right now. World type default, generate structures on. I'm not going to have a bonus chest. I'm going to click on create new world. And that is the process of creating a world using the date as a seed, and you and I will together see what kind of world we get when we do that on a holiday like Thanksgiving. I have absolutely no idea what I will see. I don't know if I've tried that before. I think we're still in the BSL shaders. I'm going to remove those and put in the other ones. I do kind of like the lighting better in the BSL too, but I'm going to go with that. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure Fabric is up and running and call that a day. We should probably also check the main Minecraft install, but I'm sure it's working. If the other two are, it probably is as well. And here we are in this brand new world. The sun is either rising or setting. I don't know which. And it's looking interesting. And I think we will use this world in future videos. We will explore it together and we will see what's here. I got to remember how you do the zooming in on the view. I don't want to move too far, but I think I see a structure over there. Let's go over and take a peek. I don't know what I'm looking at. Oh, it's flowers. Okay. We'll go over a few of the commands and things of that nature as well. But we'll just plop it down here for now by the shore. Very beautiful world. We'll see what happens in the next video on this world. For right now, we're going to save and quit the title. Going to quit the game. And I think I have to reload the launcher. Okay. I want to load up Fabric and I want to make sure it's working. Okay, so we had an error and it was not able to load Optifabric. And I think I know what's going wrong. And we'll see if I'm correct. It looks like I have the wrong file over. If you see here under the mods, I have Optifabric 1.16.3. That's the issue. I need the Optifabric that's for the new version. So I'm going to delete them out of here. I'm not going to keep an archive of that. And I'm going to copy over this Optifabric 1.18.10 essentially. That should solve the problem. So now go ahead and go to the Fabric loader and press play. And theoretically, it should load. And it looks like we have everything running. And we've got sheep. We've got a good place here to start, I think. We're going to have some fun here. Okay, well, that concludes this episode. Be sure to leave a thumb up if you like the video. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this or any of my other videos. Be sure to hit that notification icon so that you can be notified when any new videos are released. And leave me some comments, feedback, suggestions so that I can improve and do even better for you guys. Also, please stop by my Teespring store. I've got more designs coming over from Spreadshirt, but this is what I have here right now. I've got 3 cool designs. I've got this mask does not equal safe. It's kind of an attitude for everybody trying to make us wear masks right now. I've got this Zen saying and drawing that I did, to reach your destination, embrace the journey. I think that's really cool. I've got a poem over here. Poem says, life doesn't have to be so hard. It has a flow. Sometimes you'll drift, sometimes you'll row, but you get to choose the destination you'll go. I think that's really cool also. So go ahead and grab some of this stuff, and that will support me and help me in my continuing work at YouTube, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.